Anakin vs. Obi-Wan is a pivotal moment in the Star Wars story. Because of Anakin's arrogance, Obi-Wan is able to utilize the high ground and defeat Darth Vader. But what if instead, Anakin gained the high ground and ultimately killed Obi-Wan? Obi-Wan and Anakin's duel would begin and proceed as it did in The Revenge of the Sith. Anakin and Obi-Wan would nearly be evenly matched. But in our story, Anakin would have just a bit more patience. I think that if Anakin had been a bit more patient, he would have eventually defeated Kenobi. And in our story, this is what happens. Anakin would step from the hovering platform onto the rock just below Kenobi. Obi-Wan had the high ground, but instead of trying to demonstrate his power, Anakin would take it slower, keeping his guard up as he advanced up the rocky hill. Anakin pushed up toward Kenobi, and with powerful attacks, Anakin was able to turn Obi-Wan around and gain the high ground on him. This advantage, along with Anakin's rage, allowed him to deal a final blow to his former master. Anakin would leave Obi-Wan next to the lava to die. As Anakin returned to Padme's ship, Obi-Wan would be visited by Qui-Gon Jinn, who would quickly guide Obi-Wan through the process of maintaining his identity separate from the Force, the technique of becoming a Force ghost. Meanwhile, Anakin arrived at Padme's ship just as Palpatine was landing on Mustafar. In this story, the duel between Yoda and Palpatine would play out as normal, with Palpatine winning and Yoda going into exile. Still caring deeply for Padme, Anakin requests that she be flown to Palpatine's private medical facility on Coruscant. I see Padme's fate playing out a few different ways here. The first option is she would still lose the will to live and die in childbirth. The twins would be born, but this time they would be in Anakin's care rather than Obi-Wan's. The second scenario has Padme surviving. I think it's possible that after his victory with Obi-Wan, Anakin would no longer be insecure, and he would be able to have an even-tempered conversation with Padme when she woke up. This would make it easier for him to manipulate her into staying with him. I think this, combined with the high-end medical facility on Coruscant and a small will to live, Padme would survive. For the sake of this story, we're going to imagine this scenario. Luke and Leia are born on Coruscant under the watchful eye of Emperor Palpatine, who would only see them as a future replacement for Anakin when he became old and useless. Vader would see his two kids as future apprentices who would be able to defeat the Empire and rule the galaxy with him and their mother. It was the perfect scenario to Anakin. However, Padme would never be able to love Anakin the way she did before. His dark deeds and identity as Vader alienated her from Anakin. But she still believed there was good in him. For this reason, and for Luke and Leia's sake, Padme would remain with Anakin as he carried out the Emperor's will. Now, I think it's important to note that Palpatine would find a way to eliminate Padme, so that Anakin would only be devoted to him. But he would patiently wait for the right opportunity, and this would take time. Because Anakin did not burn or lose his limbs on Mustafar, there would be nothing holding him back from becoming the most powerful Force user in the galaxy. Anakin would reach his full potential in the dark side. And because of this, even more so than in the original story, Sidious would always be on guard and would form many different contingencies if Lord Vader ever betrayed him. Eventually, Padme would begin to lose hope that the Anakin she loved would ever return, so she would begin thinking of ways to escape with Luke and Leia. In order to do this, she would need help from someone who knew the old Anakin just as well as she did. Who is it that Padme will turn to for help? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the first part of my version of this classic Star Wars what-if scenario. Be sure to leave a like and have a great rest of your day. May the Force be with you.